adventure that we are embarking upon. I see many beautiful people that I know. So happy you've made it tonight. So let me tell you a little bit about what we're going to be doing this evening, and then we'll begin. So on the occasion of World Unity Week, we are launching a 7-year journey to create peace on Earth. This is our opening ceremony. This is a big idea. We are trying to do something that has never been done on this planet. And many people would say it's not possible. And we're here to see if we indeed can make this possible. And I believe we can. The way we'll be doing this evening is it'll be a ritual storytelling invocation process describing how we as a human species created peace on Earth by the end of this decade. We'll then follow that by a virtual relighting of the torch of peace from the eternal peace flame in Lumbini, Nepal, which has been burning since 1986 when we lit it, November 1st. The Prince of Nepal at that moment lit this flame, and it's been burning ever since. And then we'll do a candle lighting ceremony. And then amplified by the light of everyone's candles, we will then activate what we call a global peace grid of peace poles across the planet, charged with our intention of peace on Earth by 2030. The ceremony then culminates with an invitation to play the game, starting with the frequency meditation journey. We will begin the first frequency meditation this evening. And then that formally begins the 7-year journey to create peace on Earth. So tonight is an historic event in our judgment. Maybe in the future of humanity, they will remember when we started out on this idea to do something that seems impossible. Then each evening of World Unity Week, I'll lead our community through a 1-hour meditation with each of the 7 frequencies. That then becomes the organizing principle for the next day's session of World Unity Week. They are empowerment, oneness, unity, cooperation, abundance, love, and faith. They are the essence of the game, and I believe the pathway to peace on Earth. And we'll be building a planetary unitive field over this few days, the next 7 days, that will strengthen and build the foundation for this adventure, this pathway to peace on Earth. And then we'll begin playing the game on the 16th of July. So we'll begin this evening by this storytelling ritual. Each of the people will be weaving together what enabled humanity to achieve this evolutionary milestone. It's also a story within a story, as the storytellers represent humanity, women and men, young and old, from different countries, races, and religions. We're going to begin this evening with Kara Stonehouse, who will be our invocation guide, who will prepare us for this ritual storytelling journey. So if we can bring Kara on screen and spotlight her, she will lead us through an invocation to help us ground this journey spiritually. So let us wait a moment for her to get spotlighted. Welcome, Kara.
Hello, welcome, yes. So we're just going to ground. We're going to invoke in some supporting circle of power for this ritual, and then we are going to get it telling. So just pull in your grounding energy. Each of us is quite good at grounding. Deeply, sweetly, fully. Good. Now let us invoke in these powerful forces that are supporting us, the spirit of peace on earth, the spirit of all spiritual beings wishing to join us. The spirit of the peace on earth game. the spirit of Gaia. And I invite each of you to invite in your spirit guides, what will hold this ceremony space for you. And feel the space fill and deepen and lighten. And feel yourself fully present. And feel how we're fully present together in this quantum field, bringing story to life.
Thank you, Kara. Bless you. Kara will join us later. She will join us as a part of the story as well. So the first person who I am going to invite to tell the story and its origin, really, is Miranda Clendenning, who I call the Faith Keeper. She's also the Peace and Earth Game Manager, and she's going to honor the Hopi prophecy that is the Genesis story in many ways of this journey we're embarking upon. So Miranda, if you would, thank you. Fran is also managing all the production, so she's probably doing a few things at the same time. But whenever you're ready, Miranda, please begin.
Can you hear me now?
You're on, yes, just begin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So many synchronicities have led me to be taught by beautiful Indigenous elders throughout my life. I have been to Prophecy Rock at Hopi Nation, where the Hopi prophecy was recorded 1,000 years ago and faithfully passed down from generation to generation, where elders taught me about it. The prophecy states that humanity would need to choose between two paths, one of destruction and one of peace. If we choose the one of peace, it will initiate 1,000 years of turning towards peace, where people of all races would come together as one and live and teach the ways of true peace, love, and harmony. They call these people the Rainbow Warriors. The Hopi had been trying to deliver this message to the UN for years. In 1986, Hopi elder Grandmother Caroline was invited to deliver this message to the UN as part of the first Earth Run. She said the torch of peace encircling the earth would begin the great turning towards peace on earth. We are in a 10-year journey to create peace on earth by 2030. We are the Rainbow Warriors, and this is the time foretold in prophecy. We are the ones who will create peace on earth.
Miranda, thank you. And Miranda is a faith keeper of profound merit on this planet. You have done such a beautiful job as a faith keeper for this adventure we are embarked upon. So bless you, Miranda. So we move to the next part of the story, inspired by Grandmother Caroline and the Hopi prophecy. We began the first Earth Run, and Gail Straw, my beloved wife, first Earth Run co-creator and the international director of the first Earth Run, will honor the first Earth Run, which is the Genesis story of this whole adventure.
I honor the first Earth Run. Let us imagine the first Earth Run as a magnificent tree, strong and sturdy. The trunk of this tree was created in 1986 when a torch of peace encircled the world for 86 days in 62 countries, as more than 25 million people worldwide participated. During this epic journey, there was much grace and much support, both from the tangible and intangible realms. By now, this mighty trunk has grown many strong, wide-reaching branches, including the 7 strategies and the 7 actions that make up the Peace on Earth game. The original qualities of the first Earth Run that allow the trunk to be so strong, so mighty and magnificent are imbued in the DNA of every cell of the Peace on Earth by 2030 movement. Cooperation, unity in diversity, social impact, financial abundance, and the celebration of our common humanity. May this magnificent tree grow ever stronger. May its many branches reach around the world, bringing us together.
Yeli, thank you so much. So honored to have you as my wife and collaborator on so many adventures, including the first Earth Run. So the next part of the story is we now have a game. And so the first players of the game had to show up. And the first leader of the first team had to show up. And that leader was Kristen Hoffman. And she's going to honor the game's team leaders. She is the person who started what we call Peace on Earth Team 1, Poet 1 leader. Kristen, tell us about team leaders.
I honor the leaders who created the 200 initial Peace on Earth teams, lovingly referred to as poets. Together, we planted the first seeds into this collective garden of peace called the game, already believing wholeheartedly in the vision of their full blossoming around the world. We enthusiastically stepped up to say yes to a big, beautiful idea, understanding the truth of its great promise to actually bring about a wave of new possibility, peace, and cooperation on this planet through a simple framework of actions. As a team leader, it was my role to both inspire the energy of the team as a whole, keep us on trajectory, and also manage any issues that came up along the way. I learned to be a better listener and a compassionate guide. Honestly, becoming a poet leader was a life rite of passage for me in itself. The first 200 poet leaders now proudly and enthusiastically pass the torch of peace on to the thousands of brilliant leaders to come over the next 7 years. Go poets!
Kristen, we love you. Kristen's going to be joining us later to sing a song, Welcome to the Golden Age. So Kristen has many roles that she plays. Thank you, dear Kristen. So the next up is Jamie Lee Adams. He is a player of the game. He's representing the players, the 1,500 players that have played the game and the many more that will follow. He's from the University of the Western Cape, so he's a student, and he's from South Africa, and he honors all the players of the game, and he is a quintessential player, as you'll hear. Jamie Lee, are you there? Yes, welcome.
Thank you so much. I wish to acknowledge and honor the people around the world who will play the game and be transformed by taking these 7 actions. I experienced not only peace within myself, but with every person I interacted with within my community. The Peace on Earth game provided me with both personal and community agency. It also allowed me to realize just how deeply and sincerely I wanted peace in the world and to wholeheartedly commit myself to creating this peace. Getting to this point was not easy, as I needed to first bring peace to myself before I was able to create opportunities of peace within others. Therefore, The power of the Peace on Earth game lies not only on the impact it had on others, but on the transformation it has on the lives of each person who plays the Peace on Earth game. It is just not a game, but a pure intention to have and to create peace on this earth. Thank you.
Jamie Lee, bless you. You're a beautiful soul. So happy to have you as part of this team. So the next up, another African, and thank you guys for staying up so late to be part of this ceremony, is Mary Alice Aniora. She is a Peace on Earth Zone leader in Butula, Kenya, and she's going to honor the initial 7 Peace on Earth zones, of which she is one of them. So Mary Alice, please. Mary Alice, you are muted. We need you to unmute yourself.
I honor the initial 7 Peace on Earth zones in Kabul, Afghanistan, Ghazni, Afghanistan, Cape Town, South Africa, Oshimpo, Ghana, Creston, Colorado, Al House, Morocco, and my Peace on Earth zone in Butula, Kenya, who demonstrated the power of the game to transform communities. I honor their enthusiasm, empowerment, love, faith in peace on earth by 2030, and believing their humble contribution would deliver peace on planet Earth. I honor each Peace on Earth zone for choosing courage over cynicism and embracing with wholehearted conviction that peace which began in individuals' hearts, their community, would transform nations and the earth. I particularly honor our Butula Peace on Earth zone in Kenya for transforming their market centers to treat the mentally ill with dignity and love.
Mary Alice, thank you. Again, you are a blessing in my world, and in your world, you are such an amazing contributor to well-being. So thank you. I love that so much is being done in your community and in Kenya at large. So next up, we have Tammy Scarlett of Unify, who was an inaugural Peace on Earth partner, has been a partner of ours on this whole journey over the last 4 years as we've been building this game and testing it. And she's here to honor the inaugural Peace on Earth partners who came together to say yes to this adventure. Tammy.
We find ourselves at a moment on the grand timeline of humanity where we have before us perhaps civilizations to connect as never before. We wish to know one another more deeply. We wish to align our hearts and our minds, lean in, listen, and learn from one another. We wish to model true collaboration so that we can pave the way into a vibrant and thriving future. I am filled to the brim with gratitude for each and every one of the inaugural 34 Peace on Earth and melody of peace into being. You are the threads of this tapestry, bold, beautiful, and bright. Let us celebrate this moment together by acknowledging the light within and calling in what once seemed impossible.
So much. Okay, so let's take a deep breath. We're on an adventure, we're on a journey. We're hearing a story unfold of how peace on earth by 2030 became possible. We're going to move into the future of what happened over the next 7 years with many, many leaders joining us. And to tell us that part of the story is John Raymer of Sign, an inaugural Peace on Earth partner and co-convener of the World Unity Week, to honor all the Peace on Earth partners that came over this decade. Remember, we're in 2030 looking back to see how we got there. John, tell us how we did it.
Yes, John's just stepped away, so I'll read this piece for him.
Why don't we wait? Why don't we, well, let's wait for him to come back. John is actually part of this adventure, so I'm going to wait until John's here. I think it'll be better for him. And hopefully he'll be back soon. But Kara, you can speak to your piece of the puzzle, which is as a committed future Peace on Earth Zone leader, I want you to tell us how the first wave of new Peace on Earth Zone leaders came on board over the next 18 months. So you get to speak for yourself, and then we'll bring John back in later. Hopefully he'll be ready to come back in a little later.
Great. Yes, he's on his way. He's on his way right now. Do you want him to go first?
We could let John, looks like John is here, but why don't you go? We'll bring him in later. Let's just move forward.
Okay. Yeah, they go together. It's okay. I honor the first 1,000 Peace on Earth Zone leaders who stepped up and said yes. The invitation was to reweave the social fabric of the community, enabling people to cooperate for the common good. Community organizers and civic leaders around the world had been waiting for the tools the game provided and the opportunity to transform their communities. And did they respond? Peace on Earth zones began sprouting like mushrooms all around the planet. They came from North America, South America, Europe, Asia, China, India, the Middle East. Africa blossomed with exuberance, dancing in this wave of light. These 1,000 Peace on Earth zone leaders stood tall, graceful, and determined. They were energized, vibrant beings of light and hope for our world. By the end of 2024, this movement had galvanized the imagination of the world. The Peace on Earth by 2030 movement was rooted across the planet as the world watched with great anticipation and awe.
Wow, thank you. You are awesome. So let us move on now to John. John, you've got a major act to follow with our beloved Kara. So John from Sign, who I was introducing you to earlier, is an inaugural Peace on Earth partner and co-convener of World Unity Week, and he's going to honor the many Peace on Earth partners that came over the next decade. So he's going to take us into the future. Actually, we've seen that. We're in 2030. He's going to tell us how we got there over the last 7 years.
Yeah. Well, it began in 2023 when the Holo movement and peace through unity communities embraced an audacious idea. Who could say no to Peace on Earth by 2030? What if this really was possible? Imagine being part of a world-changing movement. First, there were 18 Peace on Earth partners, then 34, then 68. Every few months, the numbers were doubling. Along the way, something was happening no one had ever seen before. Organizations were cooperating for the common good. It was a beautiful thing to behold and very attractive. The idea that organizations could come together around a transcendent vision of possibility, peace on earth, was like the sun rising over a tall cliff, hitting a precise location on a sacred temple. It activated the field. Over the decade of the 2020s, this movement attracted thousands of partners. Every imaginable type of organization, from banks to governments to faith-based organizations of every denomination, wanted to be part of this solution. The world said yes, rolled up its sleeves, and that is how Peace on Earth by 2030 became possible.
Love it, John. You're an inspiration always to me. Thank you for telling us how we pulled off this amazing thing. So we are going to move now to another amazing soul, Aziz Royesh, who is the creator of the first Peace on Earth zone in Kabul, Afghanistan. And he's going to honor the many Peace on Earth zones that came over the decade, following in the footsteps of Aziz, who, by the way, started his Peace on Earth zone while the Taliban were attacking Kabul every day and still is in play while the Taliban rule Kabul. So quite a story to tell about that, and also what came after that over the last, well, since then, 10 years since he started his. Aziz, tell us about what happened.
Thank you, David. We had the honor of prototyping the game and the first Peace on Earth zone in Kabul, Afghanistan in late 2018. It was the year that mosques, schools, streets, markets were blown by the explosions of these suicidal attackers. Transforming a war zone where people did not know if there would be a terrorist bombing each day into a Peace on Earth zone put the game's 7 actions to the test. We created over 80 Peace on Earth teams, and they transformed our lives and our community. The game moved us from feeling like victims to having agency. Whatever else was going on around us, we could relate to one another from a place of oneness and cooperation. The vision of Peace on Earth by 2030 had a very special meaning for us in Kabul, especially at Marifat High School. It gave us the belief that we would actually be alive in 2030. It also gave us faith that the world could change for the better. If you can create a Peace on Earth zone in Kabul, it can be created anywhere. It's still going on, even under the rule of the Taliban. The world did notice that over the decade of the 2020s, thousands of Peace on Earth zones were created all over the world. People discovered their agency, and communities rediscovered their goodness. It was my honor to be part of this game.
Thank you, Aziz. You are a beautiful soul and a pleasure to be co-creating the world with you. So now we have some videos from people for whom it's a little late. So Musi is from Ethiopia, Musi Hailu. He's the regional director of the United Religions Initiative. He's the creator of the Peace on Earth by 2030 Africa strategy, and he honors Africa's role in creating peace on Earth as a model in the world. So let us watch this video of Musi Hailu.
On behalf of URI Africa, a Peace on Earth by 2030 partner organization, I honor Africa and all humanity who step up to make peace on Earth by 2030 in working together as a one citizen in the spirit of Ubuntu and the teaching of the Golden Rule. We need to acknowledge that peace is only possible in our respective countries, region, and in the world when each and every one of us start to make peace within ourselves, families, and in our respective communities. Each of us needs to commit ourselves as best as we can to become non-violent and make personal pledge for peace in our daily life. Let us be instrument of peace and walk the talk by taking practical action as part of Peace on Earth by 2030. May peace prevail on Earth.
Lucy, thank you. I know you're not here, but in spirit you are, and I will see you in due course, and hopefully you will see yourself here. So you are such an inspiration to us and such a hero for us in Africa, and you're going to make Africa a model to the world in ways that everyone has always known it was possible, and you're going to show us how. So the next person that we want to showcase via video is Flumi John Stewart. She's the director of the Peace Pole Project, and she's going to honor and present she's going to honor all of the future Peace Bowl stewards and all the present Peace Bowl stewards. And she has been an advocate for peace for so many decades. She's a role model to so many of us. So Fumi John Stewart telling us about our Peace Bowl stewards and their role in the game.
May peace prevail on earth. Dream keepers the world over commit to carrying the torch of peace, to play the game Peace on Earth by 2030. Visualize peace poles planted in each of the Peace on Earth zones to activate the global peace grid for planetary, personal, and community transformation. 250,000 existing peace poles planted since the bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki as acupuncture of the earth will connect and resonate with each and every peace pole planted in each of the Peace on Earth zones. The golden light of peace from the torch of peace will be infused into each existing peace poles and those that will be planted in the future. Together, we ignite the divine spark in the hearts of humanity. May peace prevail on earth.
Thank you. Thank you, Fumi. Thank you for being such a steward of these peace poles and having them get planted all over the world. We're honored to partner with you. So the last of the storytellers will also be via video, and they are Rama Mani and Alexander Schleifer, who are co-creators of the One Home Journey. And they're going to honor the 40 million dream keepers who held the intention that peace on earth by 2030 was possible. And they're also going to go on a tour over the next 7 years as global peace ambassadors of the game, and are going to start peace on earth zones all over the world and help plant many, many peace poles. Mani, Alexander Schleifer.
Our Homes for Humanity movement for planetary regeneration
is creating cultures of integral peace around the world.
In that spirit, we honor the 40 million people who, upon completing the 7 actions of the Peace on Earth game, held the intention that peace on Earth by 2030 was indeed possible. They were the dream keepers, and their faith in humanity and our future changed everything.
40 million people, 1/2 of 1% of humanity, was the tipping point for shifting global consciousness. When this number of people said yes to peace on earth, a new humanity began emerging from its cocoon.
Serving as global ambassadors of the Peace on Earth by 2030 movement, we watched this tipping point build as we traveled to every country in the world between 2023 and 2030 through our One Home Journey.
As this collective expedition of humanity in unity, dedicated to transforming our divided world into a united and peaceful home for humanity and the diversity of all life. As this expedition, the One Home Journey, traveled around the world, it visited and inspired the creation of hundreds of Peace on Earth zones.
Oh yes, it was a joy to behold so many distinct and unique cultures across our home planet shape their communities into Peace on Earth zones. We were deeply touched as people of diverse cultures embrace peace as a new sacred reality in the inner home of their hearts, in their local home communities, and all together in service of our common Earth home.
As cultures of peace spread across the planet, humanity began to live in harmony with the earth. Societal institutions were transformed by the 7 unitive practices of the Peace on Earth game into integral models of enlightened leadership and governance.
And as humanity transformed home by home, community by community,
Peace on Earth organically emerged.
that is how a peaceful, inclusive, and regenerative future.
A culture of peace on Earth was created.
Thank you, my friends. I know that you'll see this in due course. You are beautiful souls, so many beautiful souls. Pleasure to be with so many amazing people. So let us take a few deep breaths and let us digest the story of how Peace on Earth by 2030 was born and manifested over this decade. So let us begin with the Hopi prophecy that said a moment would come when the rainbow warriors would step forward. Let us honor the first Earth run that created the potential for such a thing to be born, that created the great turning towards peace on Earth in 1986. Let us honor the many teams, the 200 so far, but the thousands that will follow them, that are playing the game, and the team leaders who stepped up to say, yes, I will take leadership. I will start a team in my community, among my social network. Let us honor all the people who said, yes, I will play the game. I will show up. I will transform my life. I will transform my community. I will be part of the solution that changed the trajectory of humanity. Let us fully integrate what a Peace on Earth zone is possible of becoming. Let us explore the possibilities of transforming war zones into peace zones, places of conflict into places of harmony. Let us honor all the partners that said yes to this adventure and said, I will take my organization, I will cooperate for the common good. I will be part of a multicellular organism that is transcendent of just my organization and come together in common cause to create a different world. Let us honor all those people who will be PO zone leaders, the thousands who will start PO zones and who will dedicate their life to making their community a better place to live. Let us honor all the PO zones, all those places that are emanations of peace on Earth all over the world, telling a new story, showing what is possible on this beautiful planet. Let us honor Africa as a place that aspires to be the first continent on the planet to have peace on Earth be its reality by 2030. Let us honor all the peace pole stewards that have planted peace poles with the belief that peace may prevail on Earth, and all those that will follow in their footstep, the thousands of peace pole stewards, and the grid that will be connected around them. And let us honor the 40 million dream keepers, those who completed the 7 actions and who said, I believe peace on Earth is possible. I will hold my intention. I will be part of others who hold the intention that this can be, and I will help tip this into reality. So just fully digest that. Let that into your being. Let that fully be born, because your hearts are what's going to make this work. You are the early adopters. You showed up tonight. You will be the place that tells the story, the people who tell the story, the place from which we tell the story. And I want to honor Ben and John for creating a platform that allows us to tell this story. Thank you, my brothers. With that said, we're now going to complete our global peace, our Peace on Earth launch event with our global peace grid activation. So I invite you now to light your candle, light your peace candle. And as we go through this ceremony, I will guide you through a process that helps us now activate the global grid and reignite the torch of peace. So everyone now take a moment, if you haven't lit your candle, to light your peace candle, because you are now an active part of this ceremony. If you don't have a peace candle, if you didn't bring one or didn't know to bring one, maybe you can get one, but if not, you can just visualize it in your heart if it's not available to you easily. So if you would, just get yourself ready, get your candle ready. And I like Miranda has a virtual candle. Yes, that's also very doable. Thank you, Miranda. So she's modeling all kinds of possible ways that this can be done. And I have my candle, which is ready. So now I'm going to, again, lead you through a guided visualization. And then we'll culminate with a little video that kind of helps visualize this visualization in real time, or in a video format at least. So, as Gail mentioned, in 1986, we passed the torch of peace around the world. As part of that journey, many eternal peace flames were lit. Many then were extinguished after the Earth Run passed through their community, but one has stayed lit since 1986. In Lumbini, Nepal, the birthplace of the Buddha, it has been now lit for 37 years. It is a pilgrimage site for people from all over the world. And it is the place from which we are going to virtually relight the torch of peace. This is the torch of peace. That was a little spontaneous moment here. You'll see it later get relit. So visualize the torch of peace energetically being reignited this evening after 37 years. So visualize that torch, visualize this torch being reignited after 37 years. Now visualize the light from all our candles merging with the torch of peace, creating a radiant golden peace light. We are energetically creating this through our thoughts and through our feelings, through our visualizations. Now visualize the illumination and radiance of this golden peace light igniting hope in hearts all over the world, inspiring them to play the game and transform their communities into peace on earth zones. Now visualize players of the game and creators of the peace on earth zones across the world planting peace poles. And visualize these peace poles connected with the 250,000 existing peace poles, weaving together a global peace grid. Visualize the golden peace light from the torch of peace, magnified by the light of all of our candles, infused in each existing peace pole and those that will be planted in the future. See ethereal filaments of golden light uniting each peace pole into a golden peace grid of light across the planet. See peace on earth emanating wherever a peace pole is planted. And if any of you have peace poles now, see your peace pole connected to this grid. We have such a peace pole, and I'm imagining that now. See peace poles at the center of each peace on earth zone, radiating peace throughout that community, amplified by the peace poles across the planet to which they are energetically connected. Now let us hold our candles up high. And now with your full power of your intention, the full power of your thought, and all of us, the many who are in this Zoom room and the thousands that are watching via Facebook, invest the global peace grid with your intention to create peace on earth by 2030. Invest the global peace grid with your intention to create peace on earth by 2030. And now see the global peace grid come alive, pulsating with light, radiating humanity's intention to create peace on earth. Let this moment that humanity let this moment that humanity seized control of our destiny, let this be the moment. Develop the agency and committed ourselves to creating our greatest dream, peace on earth. I'm going to now end with a short video narrated by Miranda that encapsulates our journey. So if we could play that video, please.
This is the eternal peace flame that was lit in 1986 that is still going. This is the torch that was lit when the Earth Run happened. As we all light our candles, we are lighting the flames all around the world instead of carrying a torch of peace around the world this time. This time, we light the entire world as these flames light in our hearts with love, with ceremony, with ritual, with belief and faith. As these lights light up all over the world, there's an interconnection between all of our hearts, between our faith, as we create actual peace on earth. Peace poles are a physical representation of peace on earth zones and sanctuaries. There's 250,000 of them around the earth already as people have declared peace in their areas. Now there will be peace on earth zones on this planet everywhere.
Bless you, Miranda. Thank you for that. So, last but not least, and actually maybe even a culmination of this event, this wonderful moment of honoring our future and all of you who are here and all of those that will be watching us, is I'm going to invite now Kristen to come back again, and she's going to sing Welcome to the Golden Age. The Golden Age song is really the story of how peace on earth by 2030 manifested and created a new future. We call that the Golden Age. So Kristen, if you would kindly come back and offer us the good fortune and blessing of your song and your beautiful voice. You are muted.
Not on my end.
You're good now. And now
okay. Okay. Blessings to all. Welcome to the Golden Age. Welcome to the Golden Age. High frequency our DNA, anchored in our will to shine, with peace on earth our guiding light. Our initiation has begun, so close your eyes, heartbeat as one. We are one. Transformation is now. Feel the sun, golden light shining down. When we dream as one, we hold the key to evolve. See as one, unconditional love. Welcome to the Golden Age, where presence is the only place, an opportunity to thrive in harmony with all of life. Any obstacle is overcome. Hand in hand, heartbeat as one. We are one. Transformation is now. now. Feel the sun, face the sun, golden light shining down. Golden light shining. When we dream as one. When we dream as one. We hold the key to evolve. We hold that key. See as one. When we see as one. Unconditional love. Unconditional love. Welcome to the golden age, where peace on earth in one decade is held in every heart and mind, and lifted through the codes of time. Acceleration has begun. Now's our moment. Live as one. Feel the rhythm of Gaia's drum. Just close your eyes, heartbeat as one. Blessings.
Kristen, I'm almost always unable to talk after you sing that song. So grateful. Thank you, dearest Kristen. I feel like when you sing it, I enter the golden age. In fact, I do enter it. So bless you. So we're going to bring closure on this part of our journey this evening. I want to thank all of you who came. We're going to now enter the actual game. We're going to begin the first frequency on empowerment this evening. So I'm just going to close this part of our ceremonial dimension of our evening. And I just want to say to each of you, you make a difference. You chose to you chose to come. You are the ones who are going to be able to make this happen. We need you. Thank you. Let the game begin. The next part of our journey this evening is the formal launch of our 7-year journey with the meditation on empowerment. So we're going to move into a different mode. I'll be leading you through this frequency, and I will be giving you a sense of the possible based on this. So what I want to say to you before we begin is that this is a guided process. That is to say, it will have you going on a journey. I will introduce you to this frequency, and then you'll be going on a journey to embody this, embed this in your own consciousness, embed this in your own community. So the frequencies came out of the first Earth run via the game. The game, as Gail mentioned, are the 7 strategies that evolved from the first Earth run experience, wherever the torch of peace went, we had peace on Earth. The game then evolved these 7 strategies into 7 frequencies, which are the essence of the game. And as you go through this journey and really embody and truly integrate these frequencies, they are very, very potent. Collectively, all 7 of them represent the pathway to peace on Earth, which in turn is the portal to the golden age, prophesized for humanity. They were chosen as the theme for each day of World Unity Week because they are the pathway to a new Earth rising. There are many names for this destination. The Native community calls it the 5th world. Whatever we call it, these frequencies are an important pathway. And the more deeply that you engage with them, that we engage with them, the more powerfully they will transform your life and empower you to walk the rainbow warrior path spoken of by Miranda earlier. So empowerment is the work that my wife, Gail, and I have been doing now for some 43 years. It's built around a framework, a very simple framework that focuses on the idea of the growing edge. And the growing edge is that next place of growth that's just coming into life for the first time, like a bud on the branch of a tree. that's just coming into aliveness, as we just saw in springtime in this part of the world. It's vulnerable, it's fresh, it's where new life is being born. What we're going to be doing this evening is we're going to be working on your growing edges in the different aspects of your life where you want to bring empowerment. So I invite you now, if you want to do have a notebook handy or a smartphone or a tablet so you can write down what you're experiencing in the meditation. Feel free to do that. You can also just do this mentally, so that if you don't want to write on anything or you just want to just digest it, that's also okay. But if you do want to make notes, that's a good thing to do. So take a moment if you need it to find something to write on or to draw an image on, because I'm going to guide you and you'll be getting a lot of inner information from your spirit. So just take a moment to do that if you need it. Meanwhile, let's just keep breathing in this beautiful energy that we are experiencing this evening of empowerment and of our own agency and our own sense of the possible getting born this evening here and all over the world. So frequency 1, empowerment, is around empowering ourselves as effective agents of change in our own lives and the world. So take a few deep breaths now and become present to this moment. This moment we're in at this very, very remarkable time on the planet, where a rapid evolution of your life and planet Earth is possible. We are pregnant with light accelerating evolution right now. And take a deep breath. And as you breathe in, experience peace within yourself. The starting point of peace on earth is peace within. And affirm, I am in harmony with self. I am in harmony with self. And feel that. Feel that. And on the second breath, experience yourself at peace with all the people in your life. Everybody, those people you reject, all the people in your life. And affirm, I am in harmony with others. I am in harmony with others. And fully let that in. And on the third breath, experience yourself at peace with the earth and all living beings who inhabit it, and affirm, I am in harmony with the earth and all living beings. And feel yourself now part of Gaia, and part of the fabric of life itself, part of the fabric of the universe. And just deepen this state of harmony with self, others, and the earth for the next minute. Just allow that in. Beautiful. Thank you. Now open to your higher self, your spirit guides, your angelic helpers, and invite in their guidance as you take this journey of empowerment. Allow yourself to get spiritual support for this journey. Now invite in the violet empowerment light, which represents the highest frequency on the visible wavelength and the color of transformation as you embark on this transformational journey. Invite in that color, the violet empowerment light. So now visualize your heart filled with this violet empowerment light. Visualize your heart filled with the violet empowerment light. and ask yourself the question, what is my growing edge in empowering myself to create my life as I truly want it to be? What is that next place of growth, my growing edge in empowering myself to create my life as I truly want it to be? And allow a word or two or an image to emerge. And if you have something to write on or write with, make note of that. What is my growing edge in empowering myself to create my life as I truly want it to be? With your heart filled with violet empowerment light. Now again, visualize your heart filled with this violet empowerment light. And the next question to ask yourself, what is my growing edge in empowering myself to create the world as I truly want it to be? What is my growing edge in empowering myself to create the world as I truly want it to be? And again, allow a few words or an image to emerge. And record that if you wish. What is my growing edge in empowering myself to create the world as I truly want it to be? Now visualize the hearts of your family members filled with the violet empowerment light. Family members. And the question I'm inviting you to ask yourself, what is my growing edge in empowering myself and my family members to create our relationships with each other the way we truly want them to be? What is my growing edge in empowering myself and my family members to create our relationships with each other the way we truly want them to be? And again, allow a few words or an image to emerge as you allow that vision to be born in your heart. And we move on. Next, I invite you to visualize the hearts of your friends filled with the violet empowerment light. Visualize the hearts of your friends to be filled with the violet empowerment light. And the question that I invite you now to reflect upon is, what is my growing edge in empowering myself and each of my close friends to create our relationship the way we truly want it to be? What is my growing edge in empowering myself and each of my close friends to create our relationship the way we truly want it to be? So take a moment to scan your most important relationships, your closest friendships. What's your growing edge in empowering yourself and your friends to create those relationships the way you truly want them to be in your heart? And allow words or an image to emerge, to capture that intuition. You are empowering yourself and everyone in your life to be all that you can imagine yourself and them to be. And we move on. Now visualize the hearts of your co-workers filled with the violet empowerment light. And the next question to consider is, what is my growing edge in empowering myself and my co-workers to create our workplace, our work experience, the way we truly want it to be? Fully stepping into your agency and creating it as you truly want it to be in your hearts. And allow words or an image to emerge. And feel the power of your ability to create the world exactly that you want to live in, exactly the way you want to live in it. And moving on. Now visualize the hearts of your community members filled with the violet empowerment light. Your community members, those people who live near you geographically, your community members, your neighbors, your fellow members of your community where you live. What is my growing edge in empowering myself and my community members to create our community the way we truly want it to be? This is the vision of a Peace on Earth song. What is my growing edge in empowering myself and my community members to create our community the way we truly want it to be? And allow words and an image to emerge. Just allow yourself to visualize your community how you most want it to be and what you need to do to help make that happen. What is your growing edge? We hope many, many of you will choose to create Peace on Earth zones because this is a natural way to do that. Moving along. The last part of our growing edge work. Visualize the hearts of humanity filled with the violet empowerment light. The hearts of humanity. So allow into your heart humanity. And as you allow humanity into your heart, allow yourself to feel the hearts of each person that you allow in. And the question, what is my growing edge in empowering humanity to create our world the way we truly want it to be? What is my growing edge? What is it that I need to do next to grow such that I can empower humanity to create our world the way we truly want it to be? And again, allow words or an image to emerge. And for those of you that are fully engaged in the Peace on Earth game and the Peace on Earth movement, obviously this is a path to do such. Not the only path, but a key path. What is my growing edge in empowering humanity to create our world the way we truly want it to be? What must I do next to grow in this part of my life? And again, allow words or an image to emerge. So allow all of that into your heart, all these opportunities to grow, all these people to whom you may contribute, all these people who you can empower with a new sense of the possible. Allow all that into your heart, your friends, your community members, your co-workers, your family members, humanity itself, ourself. Allow that all into your heart. And feel yourself getting bigger to hold all that possibility and all that potential. And all that power you have to create remarkable possibilities in your life and the world. Now visualize a magical pouch. A magical pouch. What does a magical pouch look like for you? This is the beginning of many experiences with a magical pouch over these next 7 days. Because in it, you will discover an empowerment jewel stone, placed there by spirit. The spirit that Kara invoked earlier on in our journey. Spirit, your spirit guide, spirit at large, spiritual teachers that are here blessing us and supporting us, angelic presences, however you wish to define spirit. This is a gift to support you on your hero's journey toward creating peace on earth by 2030. Take it out of the pouch and look at it. What type of jewel stone is it? What's its color? What's its shape? How big is it? What's its texture? How does it feel? Get familiar with this. This is a magical talisman that you're being given for your hero's journey. That starts this evening. You'll be provided 6 more jewel stones, each representing one of the other frequencies. This is the empowerment frequency jewel stone. And each of these jewel stones are embedded with a special power specifically suited for you to draw upon when needed on your hero's journey. And ask your empowerment jewel stone to tell you of its magical power to support your hero's journey, and write it down. Maybe it's an image, but see what your intuition guides you with. What is the magical power of this empowerment jewel stone to support your hero's journey? Now put it back in the pouch and take it with you for the rest of this meditation so it can absorb the high frequency we will collectively generate across the planet. So right now we are going to both empower ourselves and we're going to raise the empowerment frequency of planet Earth through our collective intention. Those in this Zoom room and the many thousands on Facebook who are participating in this meditation, and many who will follow in later days as this is passed along to others. So visualize your heart now, again, filled with the violet empowerment light. With the violet empowerment light. And see and feel this violet empowerment light spreading throughout your entire life, all the people in your life that you invoked and saw earlier. See it spreading throughout your entire life, your being and all the people in your life directly and indirectly, all those you envisioned. See it and feel its empowerment light spreading from your heart to the hearts of your family members, and watch them spread it to others. Not just that it went from you to them, but that light continues to move, and see it spreading from them to other people in their lives as a distribution of this light through their networks and their communities. Now see and feel this violet empowerment light spreading from your heart to the hearts of your friends, who spread it to all their friends and all their family members, and all their community members, and all their coworkers. Just feel the diffusion of this light, the power of this light spreading. You've anchored it in your immediate family. You've anchored in your immediate friends. You've anchored in your own life. Feel it now spreading. Now see and feel this violet empowerment light spreading from your heart into the hearts of your coworkers, who spread it to others. By now, you must be feeling the full infusion of this light, this transformational light. See it now spreading to your coworkers, and it's spreading through the workplaces that they represent, to the workplaces that they know of beyond their own workplace, to the workplaces of their family members, their community members. Feel it now spreading through the workplaces around the world, transforming them with this empowerment violet light, spreading from heart to heart. Slowly take in the power that we are generating right now to transform the world. Slowly take that in to our collective intention. Now see and feel this violet empowerment light spreading from your heart into the hearts of your community members, who spread it to others throughout the community and all they know in their networks. We're in the tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions by now, people able to be infused with this light. See and feel this violet empowerment light now spreading from your heart into the hearts of all of humanity, who spread it across the entire planet. Every human being filled with this sense of agency, with this sense of possibility, from their heart to other hearts. As we move around the planet, feel the diffusion of this tremendous sense of the possible being born throughout humanity. And we're not done. See and feel this violet empowerment light now spreading from your heart into the hearts of your spirit guides and angelic helpers, who spread it across the entire universe. From your heart, you are now empowering the universe with a sense of the possible. Now see and feel this violet empowerment light spreading across the world and the universe and back into your heart once again. And then out from your heart across the world and the universe yet again, and back into your heart. In an ever evolving spiral of violet light, an ever evolving spiral of violet light. See this figure 8 happening across the entire universe, from your heart and back to your heart, and from your heart and out and back into your heart, like breathing. You are a very empowered soul. with immense capability to do remarkable things, and you are doing them. Now see and feel this fully potentiated violet empowerment life lifting you and every part of this circle into an ever higher frequency of agency. We are literally raising the frequency of planet Earth around the power of this first peace on earth frequency of empowerment, which is the power of agency, the power of I am, I can, we can. The energy of taking action to make a different world, a different life. Now see and feel your community tipping into the empowerment frequency. Wherever you live, whatever town you live in, whatever city you live in, whatever country you live in, see your community tipping into this empowerment frequency and tipping other communities nearby in your country or your region of the country or your region of the world into the empowerment frequency. And watch these communities like we saw in that video where the light was going from place to place, tipping the planet into an empowerment frequency, where every human heart is filled with the sense of the possible, with the I am and I can, with the we are and we can, the sense of the possible, the belief in the future, the belief in ourselves. And allow this into your body. How do you move through the world with this as your truth, as you walk your daily life, as you breathe, as you look out, as you see people, as you move through your community? How does it feel to be living in this truth in your body? What are the emotions that it engenders in you, in your heart? How does it make you feel? In your mind, what are the thoughts that are coming to you based on this empowerment frequency, this enlightened sense of the possible? And into your soul, the place of meaning and purpose in your life. Feel your life filled, your soul filled with the sense of the possible and the sense of your possible. So bask in this vision for a moment. Just allow it in. This is your truth. You created this evening. You created it for yourself and for all the people in your life and for humanity. This is your guiding light on the frequency of empowerment as you bring it into your life and as you play the game and as you go on this journey of the 7 frequencies. So take it all in. Take it all in. So I'm going to now invite people to put in the chat their experience of that meditation. Whenever you feel ready, take a moment to capture your experience and put it in the chat so we can all experience what each of you experienced on your journey. So take a moment and let us learn what happened to you, what your sense of what happened to your family, your friends, your community, the world. Take a moment to write in the chat your journey. time to write. Okay. We're in the flow. So I'm going to just look, and let's look in the chat and see what we're learning. Floating in harmony, says Gail Taylor. A peace that passes all understanding, says Dylan Howard. Floating in harmony, says, oh, I already said that one. Lifted, inspired, and affirmed, and faith, says Hezekiah. Beautiful. And yes, Kara, we will hear a lot of people talking as well. I want to just capture this right now so that people can put this in and we can all digest it, and then I'll invite a few people to share. Creating oneness in a scattered community, says Aziz. Felt our we evolution in our love evolution, says Jeffrey. Joy, ease, openness, unreasonable happiness. I like unreasonable happiness. I like that part of your world. Reasonableness, George. Says Miranda, felt blasted actually, with light and infused with violet light through my body and spirit and into all areas we blasted light to. I think you can read this for a while, but let us take a moment to actually hear from some people so we can get a chance to hear. So please, if you are inspired, you can raise your hand. Listen, invite you to share, and we'll listen to some of you share your journey. Maybe I'll ask you some questions. So anyone who's inspired, I think we have the ability to have people raise their hands. Let me see if I can see hands being raised. There's a lot of people here, so I can't see so well. So just go into the reactions and just raise your hand if you would like to speak. Some of you may be a little shy because it's a big group, but hopefully you won't be.
Reverend Jeffrey and Aziz.
Okay, great. So let's start with you, Aziz. Let's honor you because you're from a different part of the world, and then we'll hear from Reverend Jeffrey, and then we'll hear from others. Tell us what happened for you, Aziz.
Thank you, David. I was inspired especially when you're talking about spreading the light from yourself, especially to the hearts of the community that is around you. Especially the visualization of that moment for me, seeing thousands of girls who are now in my class education classes and are participating in our empowerment sessions, to bring them in that very harsh moment to feel that they're empowered, as powerful, that they show their resilience without having a single sense of doubt in themselves. And then each of them just gets spread around the world, to share that. It is really inspiring, and it's highly inspiring for me, encouraging. Then this, for me, this growing age emerged, that while we have a scattered community in different aspects of their lives, even within themselves, how to create that oneness. This becomes a real, growing age, and it is challenged with lots of restrictions, lots of possibilities around itself.
So just for people who don't know about the work that Aziz does, he's working now under the radar of the Taliban with girls that are not allowed to go to school, who've been told that they can't go to school, and he's found a way to help educate them and empower them through these classes he's been teaching. And it's quite a remarkable journey. These are young girls, 15, 16, who before Aziz entered their life had no hope for their future, and now they feel a sense of the possible. So Aziz, this is beautiful. Let's share this meditation with them. I'm sure they will be inspired by it. They're beautiful, beautiful beings. So let us hear from others. Thank you, Aziz. I think, Jeffrey, I think you're next. Please. Are you able to go and speak? think you have your hand up. There you go. You are muted at the moment, I think.
Try again, Jeffrey. Try again.
Okay.
You're good.
Let me unmute there for a while. Well, because it's an honor to be here. And what I just loved seeing, because I know I love the Global Peace Tribe Awakening World, and there's going to be World Unity Week over there tonight too. And to see these different groups all working on the same thing, like Humanity's Team, and all connecting with each other in unity, not competing in a way like you see. They're really all supporting each other and supporting the new spiritual concepts that are morphing into the world in a much exciting way. We got disclosure speeding up and happening, and we're looking forward to being able to bring a whole new kind of energy that for our planet that will help end the scarcity. I think that's exciting. And seeing what's going on, I'm just filled with optimism, and it just seems like a real divine plan is unfolding for us all. So, and here it is. I love you guys, and it's to see all the work you're doing here. I'm just so amazed at everybody. I'm amazed at what everybody's doing. So thank you, and blessings.
And blessings to you. And thank you for acknowledging such an important piece of the puzzle, how we're all working together now. This is a key piece of how we're going to make it. We have to move out from single cell organisms to multicellular organisms that come together in a new way. So thank you for recognizing all that's happening through the World Unity Week.
Oh, yeah. And I love the word "levolution." I forgot to say that.
Great word. So
it's a wonderful word. It connects us all. And I saw it somewhere and I said, well, that's a fun word and everybody likes it. So that's my job, to keep sharing the levolution as a word for everybody to enjoy.
Bless you. Thank you. So I saw another hand. I think it was George's. Hey, George, good to see you. Thanks for coming. Tell us about.
My pleasure. What I was so aware of was that it wasn't so much a doing, but an undoing. And that the more I let go of various things, the more I felt the naturalness, the originality of what lies beneath all of the things that separate me from life. So it's like the condition, the a priori condition, that thing that precedes all else, that is natural, that by unwinding and undoing, it becomes possible to experience.
Such a beautiful experience, George. Thank you for that. And wow, good work going so deep and so profound. So we have some time for a few more. I think there's some other hands that might be raised. Miranda, are there hands?
Shannon? Yeah, Shannon is.
So Shannon, please. You are muted at the moment.
Thank you so much.
There you go. We're good.
Yeah, here I'm kind of an expert with Zoom, except that I'm not. Thank you so much for this deep meditation. When I was a teenager, words came out of my mouth during an epiphany, and I said, I will speak for you when the time is right. And I never knew who I was speaking to or what I would say when I would speak. And so I've been speaking a lot and trying things out. And what I've realized is that I speak to and for the you I speak to when I'm alone, the one we are. I am here to woo the world through woo, the World Unity Week.
Nice.
My path opens before me. True to myself, I have compassion. desiring a day for compassion. I share and I play together. And my empowerment stone is going forward, a stone that I was given by Mother Earth.
Nice.
In conjunction with the answer to the question, well, going forward, there shall be what? And the answer I got was peace. It's the magical power that the going forward stone has is the stories that have paved my path. I'm a storyteller. I have the convergence room, the one we are. Nice. And I look forward to sharing some stories and some channeling and messages, not just from me, but from other people. And Humanity Rising's Jim Garrison is going to come, and Stan Pakras from other networks is going to talk about connecting us all. And I thank you so, so much for all that you're doing and all that you've done. David, thank you. This has been really quite wonderful. Thank you.
So we know where to go. We want to hear empowering, inspiring stories. Thank you for hosting that and for your beautiful work. And I'm so happy you got such great stones.
Yeah.
So, are there others who would like to share? We have a few more minutes before we need to move on. Let's call. Okay, I'm going to call on someone. I want to hear from Tammy, because I can see you. And Tammy, you always have such inspiring things to tell us. What happened for you on the journey? You mind? I hope you don't mind that I called on you. It's a little late.
It's totally fine. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Oh, that was beautiful. I was thinking, I hope I know where to go to access this afterwards so I can go through this again. Maybe I can do it in the mornings this week before everything else. I had an experience that was really profound for me when I was like 13 years old, that at the time I couldn't really make sense of. And it was a vision of the world and being totally dark, totally pitch black dark. And after some time, and it was like a sad, alone darkness. And after some time, I had noticed that if I like zoomed in real close in this particular area, there was a tiny little like flickering flame. And then I noticed that there were some other tiny little flickering flames that if I zoomed in real close at different parts of the planet. And then after time, some of those got together and then flames got bigger and brighter and areas started getting brighter. And suddenly it started becoming illuminated. And the more illuminated it became, the more my heart just flooded with love and joy and peace. And I felt like I heard a question of like, what do you want to do to see this happen? And I just got kind of like caught up for maybe an hour or so in this place where I was crying, tears were falling down my cheeks. And I was just like, anything, whatever it takes with my whole self. This is all I want to do, whatever it takes, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. So I was 13 years old. I was like, what does this mean? What am I supposed to do in the world? Maybe I'm supposed to like go to another country and help people get clean water or whatever. And I've tried in my life to do those kinds of things that would help move humanity forward. But only in these past few years have I really been able to see what it means for me personally and in my experience to find all these other souls in the world who are built of the stuff of peace work, that inside of you, like inside of me, we have these golden threads of light that we know that we're here for such a time as this, for a purpose like this, to join together and move peace forward because it's real in me, it's real in you, and it has this opportunity to be real everywhere. So as we were going through this beautifully guided meditation by David, all of that came back to me and came alive in these new, bigger ways. And I felt each of you and all of you and the whole world just light up in peace. Yesterday, today, tomorrow, all of it, all at once. And so I'm just deeply grateful to be here and be a part of all of this. And thank you, David, for the beautiful meditation.
You're welcome. So that's Unify. That's Ms. Unify. And you are actually practicing what you preach or what you aspire to experience through that 13-year-old being that you were then and still are, actually. So we're going to bring closure on the evening so we can have the next session start in a timely manner. So I just want to let you know a few things, that this evening will be posted on our website and also in the connection field, our partner organization. So if Miranda, you can put in the chat the links for people to go to hear this again and to share this with others in your network, that would be great. It's also, I think I saw that you put in the Facebook link so that people can share it on Facebook and also go there again if they wish to hear any of this. So that's the first thing. The second thing, while Miranda's doing that, is I want to just invite you to the next part of the journey tomorrow evening for the next meditation, the next 1 hour meditation. It'll only be an hour because we don't have the opening ceremony. And that one will be on oneness. It'll be a similar meditation, and we'll be collecting the next jewel stone, and they build on each other over the 7 days. And so you'll start to see a coherence as you start to integrate each of these 7 frequencies. We'll also take a moment to debrief in the beginning of our session tomorrow on oneness, any experiences you had over the last 24 hours as you allow these growing edges to emerge organically in your life. So there may be opportunities for you to tell your story of what happened with a family member or a friend or a coworker or whomever. So make note of that because we'll be sharing and talking a little bit about that. And lastly, I just want to say, you know, this is an opportunity to go to sleep this evening and dream into this meditation and dream into this ceremony, into this ritual. I'm so, so, so grateful to my friends, colleagues, beloved souls that helped co-create this evening with me and told the story of how Peace on Earth by 2030 got born. I see my friend Heidi there. Hello, Heidi. Heidi and I have already been in 2030 hanging out for some time now over the last month or two. So it's a done deal. It's just the fun part now is how did we do it? And part of how we did it was it got born tonight. And 7 years later, they're telling the story. So have fun playing with time. As my friend, dear friend Tammy says, we're collapsing the wave function. We're speeding up time. Time is way more malleable than any of us have ever never been really given to understand. Time is way more flexible. So let us put time through its paces over these next 7 years. Thank you for coming this evening. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for all you're doing in your life. So hopefully I will see many of you tomorrow for the next leg of the journey on oneness, which is a very cool frequency. Can you imagine what we're going to do on the planet tomorrow night when we did just empowerment tonight? Oneness is going to even be the next level up. So with that said, thank you, Ben. Thank you, John. Thank you, all the people in World Unity Week for all the good work you've done to allow us to tell our story this evening and all the beautiful ways that you've made this broadcast possible. So with that said, many blessings, my friends. See you tomorrow. See you soon. Bye now.